This is Shawn Crystal. Catch the Inkpulp podcast on PharcydeTV Wednesdays at noon Pacific time, 3 o'clock Eastern time. Come hang. Peace. This is the Inkpulp podcast. This is the Inkpulp podcast. Comics, hip hop, life. Welcome to the Inkpulp podcast. I'm your host, Shawn Crystal. What's up, everybody? Today, I am releasing this episode that gives you a sneak peek into a project I've been working on for the past year and a few months. And I've talked about it a bit, I've teased about it a bit, but now it is here. The S.T.A.C.K Machine is here. This is a project that came from dreams. And it's real. It's amazing to me. I collaborated with the Pharcyde's Booty Brown, DJ Mike Relm, Del the Funky Homo Sapien, and some other rappers to be announced as we move forward. But we're releasing this track right now. And it's amazing to me that this is it's basically a combination of imagery and music in a way I think is really new to the world of hip-hop, in a way that's inspired by what was done with the Gorillas. It is art and music as one. And I have worked with Brown and Mike for the past year. We've been talking almost daily and working on this. And the three of us just created this. This was a vision, this was an idea, and this is the magic of art, and I love it. And then we got Del in on it, and it's fucking amazing. So today you can watch me inking Booty Brown, the character we created for him for the S.T.A.C.K Machine. The S.T.A.C.K Machine is the name of the band, it's the name of the project. The S.T.A.C.K Machine. S.T.A.C.K Machine. So enjoy it. I'm probably going to talk about the project a lot as you're watching me ink it. So maybe not so much instruction, but information. And the next 4 to 5 episodes are going to be very S.T.A.C.K Machine focused, because we've got a lot to share and a lot of cool shit happening. So enjoy. Peace. To tell you the origin of the S.T.A.C.K Machine, I'm going to have to go back to 2016, 2015 maybe. Marvel Comics was doing a new initiative for all their number ones. They were relaunching their entire library with new number ones, restarted books. And Axel Alonso, the editor-in-chief at Time, who's a good friend of mine as well, is an avid hip-hop listener, and that's how we kind of connected originally. And he started this initiative where he wanted to do every number one will have a variant cover, and it will be an homage to a classic hip-hop album that will tie thematically into the story. So he called me and said this was his idea. It was just asked me to start sending him cover ideas. So I did. And he came to me and said, all right, I want you to do one in this first wave. And he gave me a choice of a few albums. Amongst those albums was Bizarre Ride to the Pharcyde, which is a very important album in the history of me. I remember when it came out. I remember how it shook me, because I had never heard. This is at a time. All right, so it was a West Coast rap group at a time where West Coast was Death Row Records and gangster rap, and here was this album, which was part comedy, part honesty, part introspection, and completely artistically unique. It sounded more like something I would expect from the New York underground, yet it wasn't. And it was the first time, I think the first song I heard was Passing Me By, and it was the first time I had heard rappers kind of rap about lost love or first love. Something a lot more innocent than just banging bitches and hoes. Something a lot more honest and real. And I really connected with it. So, and it's an incredible album. It's a classic. It's one of the greatest hip-hop records ever recorded. And I could go on and on about the Pharcyde. I loved it. They became one of my favorite bands of all time immediately. So back to 2015, 2016, I was offered a choice of a few, and among them was Bizarre Ride to the Pharcyde, which I jumped at immediately. And the other thing about that cover is, it's one of the few rap covers, rap album covers that is artistically amazing. It technically is great, stylistically beautiful, and it's compositionally wonderful, and it's a whole metaphor, and I loved it. So of course I want to do it. And the comic it was related to was Guardians of the Galaxy, which I was never a fan of the comic, honestly, of the Guardians of the Galaxy comic, but those movies made me see something I hadn't seen in the books before. So I was real excited, and of course the two die together. I mean, like I said, there's elements of comedy to Bizarre Ride, and there's elements of comedy to Guardians of the Galaxy. And I immediately saw it. I saw a little spaceship, just like the roller coaster buggy the Pharcyde were in. I saw a little spaceship, and I saw the Pharcyde members replaced by the Guardians of the Galaxy. And I saw them traveling through the galaxy, not on a roller coaster, but placing the like black hole, if you will, where the opening of the roller coaster vagina was, and placing the asteroids around, which compositionally led to the original cover. So I did that. It comes out, posting it on social media. Of course, I'm tagging the Pharcyde, one of my favorite bands, and I'm not expecting anything back. And then the DMs come in, and the next thing I know, I'm DMing with Greg, who's the manager of the Pharcyde, and Booty Brown of the Pharcyde, and they loved it. We had a great DM conversation, and Brown was like, I've got something I'm cooking on, I want to work with you on. So I was ecstatic. I was so hype on that, and and we talked, and time went by, and I didn't hear, and then I heard, and he's like, I'm still I got you in mind for this thing. And this went on for a few years, and it was just cool for me to just know them and be in contact with Brown. And then there was a time in 2000, this is 2019, where I've talked about on my podcast, I hit bottom. I wasn't getting work. My career seemed like it was just shriveling up. The industry was changing. And I said to myself, well, you've got this skill set. What do you want to do with it? And one of the big things I said is I want to live my dream of working with hip-hop artists and creating art and music together. And I want to be on the inside of it, like hearing songs before they come out and being a part of it from the ground up. And I put my mind to work on that. And shortly after, Booty Brown calls or DMs me and says he wants to talk. And that's when he comes at me with this idea. The S.T.A.C K Machine, which wasn't called the S.T.A.C K Machine. It was originally a Pharcyde project. And he introduced me to DJ Mike Relm, who we will cover on the next video. This is Brown's story now. And we hopped on and he said, look, I've got this track, a single and a B-side, and we want a really interesting looking cover to go with it. We want to create some characters for the cover, and we want to kind of create this alternate version of ourselves as almost comic book characters. So I was real excited about that. And then they sent me the song. And I was in my studio. I'll never forget this. It was cloudy outside. And the beat comes on. And it hooked me. It grabbed me. I smiled ear to ear. The beat was so sick. And then I hear Imani and Brown come in on it. And I'm listening to a Pharcyde song the world has not heard. And it's the best thing I've heard from them since, I don't know, probably Lab Cab in California. This was like the Pharcyde are coming back, and they're coming back strong as fuck. And the beat was wicked as fuck, and it had a real dark tone to it, new for the Pharcyde, which I really liked. And I was like, this is what the art needs. So I was hype as hell on it. We got back on the phone with Brown and Mike, and we started kicking around ideas, and I was like, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start designing this character of you and one of Mike. And I called in my good friend and art partner in a lot of ways, Wando, because I knew, he's an avid hip-hop listener. We're good friends, and our art just gels together. And I knew I needed someone of his design skill, someone who could color like he could, and someone who could draw, someone I could trust is drawing incredibly to share the art duties with me. And the project grew and grew and grew from there, but I'm sticking with this. So this right here, what we are seeing is the design for Booty Brown of the S.T.A.C K Machine. And I'll tell more of the story of how it went from a Pharcyde project to the S.T.A.C K Machine and what it's becoming since then as we move forward. But today, on this podcast, we are simply talking about Booty Brown. So that's the story of how it started. Dreams come true, manifest that shit. I still am kind of in awe that I get to talk to Brown all the time and Mike Relm. They've become good friends. So that's that. Tune in next week for more of this, and we will watch me inking and talking about the design of Mike Relm. Peace. This is the Inkpulp podcast. This is the Inkpulp podcast. Comics, hip hop, life.